Hi, and welcome to my latest podcast. And this really, what I kind of just felt guided to talk about, because I really only record these transmissions when I get a big hit to do them. And it just came through, so I'm just sitting here and I'm going to share. I'm just going to go with the flow of it. What I'm feeling drawn and guided to share with you today is all around what I'm calling the post-eclipse ripples. So we have just been in, and we are still in this eclipse portal, but it hit peak several days ago. The solar eclipse in Aries hit peak several days ago, and now we are in this ripple effect, and that the ripple can be very impactful on your reality, because we're looking at this holographically. Can be very, very impactful in very, very positive ways. Now, what's interesting is that on I think it's like the 20th or 21st of April, so like within a week's time, we have Jupiter Conjunct Uranus. And this is going to bring in very, very sudden and expansive energy. And this is where can be very amazing changes can come through for each and one of us. And I have to say, it can go either way, because it can also highlight things that need to be looked at and shifted. And it can mean that certain things, as they get highlighted, they can bring an expansion through a collapse as well. But for many of us, it does bring in this potential of a really beautiful expansion that comes in quickly and suddenly because of Uranus that is coming in. Now, I feel this is all I'm going to be part of this eclipse ripple that we're now in. So to understand this ripple, I want to share just a little bit about what the solar eclipse was about and how it was impacting us. Now, there were a lot of planets and points in Aries during this solar eclipse. And a big highlight of it was to do with Chiron and to do with Aries, to do around the sense of I am. So, and a huge healing around our sense of self and our identity, because it's our identity that informs everything that we do and informs our reality. So this is why I feel that what's coming up in 2 weeks' time with this sun shift and expansion is because of, or is supported through, a huge shift in our identity. Now, the ripple effect of that, depending on how conscious you've been over the last couple of months and how much you've been going with the shift and the changes, and you've been completing cycles and you've been releasing and letting go of what you've been guided to do, even though it's nothing that you kind of, and this is kind of what happened for me. There was nothing like awful that was happening, but it just certain stuff wasn't in alignment. and I just felt guided that I needed to be fully in alignment. So it was almost like letting go of certain things that weren't fully in alignment. So it was either a refinement process that you were going through in terms of completing of cycles and a letting go of stuff, or it was like stuff that you've known that you've needed to let go of, but you just haven't, and it kind of came up, kind of out of the blue stuff that's forced you. It's like, are you going to jump or are you going to get pushed? Either way, there's been a massive, massive shift, and now it's this ripple effect of that shift, and any understanding, realizations, aha moments that have come through for you over this eclipse portal, that you now know what you need to do, or if you've gained clarity, you're now really putting this new path into action right now. And that is the work that we're all being called to do, and really pull on our divine masculine energy. And some of us may even need to do some internal work around what that masculine energy means to us. That actually might be part of what we're integrating into our new sense of self to support us in moving forwards in a really powerful way, in a way that's way more reflective of our destiny and purpose. Because this solar eclipse, like all solar eclipses, really are destiny accelerators. They're cycle breakers, they're disruptors, and they bring up to the surface what needs to be seen, what needs to be healed, and what needs to be transmuted. And because it's conjunct Chiron in Aries, it's so much around that and the healing process. And when I'm talking about the healing process, what I'm really talking about is the clearing and the purification, so that these higher light codes can come through. Now, our physical body, this is part of the ripple effect, our physical body might be really feeling it. I know for me and the team this week, we've had a lot of head stuff go on, a lot around the head. Now, actually, interesting again, Aries does rule the head, that rules the eyes, the head, that whole area. So some of you may have been really feeling it around the head area, having pain in the head, having headaches, migraines, weird pains behind the eyes, around the neck, around the shoulders. And this could be reflective of what's going on and the codes trying to get in, and another layer of clearing around that. Now, I actually facilitated a Crystal Merkaba journey, which is a unique spiritual ascension technology to me, which supports us to connect to specific sacred sites. And one of the sacred site that came through, which I actually facilitated a live around that over the solar eclipse, was to London Stone. So London Stone is a hidden sacred site, and it's the codes that are accessible through that sacred site are all around leadership and power, and like a transfer of power through initiatory rites. It's really, really interesting, and I felt the perfect time to facilitate that Crystal Merkaba grid journey to that specific grid location on the planet, because it was so closely related to what was coming through with that solar eclipse in Aries, because Aries is all around the I am and all around power and leadership. First and foremost, around power and leadership and how you lead you. and the strength it takes, the commitment, the focus, the energy, the self-discipline to lead you first. And through that, you gain more power. So there's a lot around the divine masculine and shifting of and a reprogramming of what it means to be in your divine masculine. Now, a lot of spiritual people do not want to look at this. They love the divine feminine. They want to work with those codes, but they don't want to look at the divine masculine. But that is as equally important. Now, I know that we have been in this 3D matrix where it's been all around the masculine, but it's been around a masculine that has been a false masculine, let's say. So we do need to refine our relationship to the masculine so that we can pull that in within us to form a new balance within our divine masculine, our divine feminine, to co-create our new reality. So there's been a huge, we're in a huge rebirthing process, and this is the ripple impact that is going on right now. So some of you may really be going through a dark night of the soul right now. Some of you may be going through an existential crisis right now. Like, who am I? What do I want to do with my life? What is the point of me? Right? These are some of the questions you may be going through within yourself. Like, what is the value of you? These are the questions you might be asking yourself. What is the value that I provide in the world? And this is all related to your sense of self, the I am, a lot of which will have been formed very, very, very early in your childhood at a real deep subconscious level. And so this is coming up for you to be able to shift and change so that you can step more into your power, you can step more into your leadership as a divine sovereign being of light. And through that, for some of you, it's about leading from that new sense of self. And that's where the empowerment comes. And for some of you, that's where the spiritual empowerment will come from. So what I would love to know is, and place in the comment below, what is the ripple impact that you are now in because of this post-eclipse integration phase? So let me know. I would love to know.